Hello, student. Welcome to our second class, first chapter. In previous class, we have already learned about the history of computer, a brief history about this abacus, Chinese people, this abacus, and Napier Bones, Pascaline, Sepp Bruckner, Punchcard, and Charles Babbage has invented new device, the French engine and analytical engine. After that, let's continue with this one. John von Neumann, an American mathematician who has contributed a great knowledge in computer technology, in computer science. What he has contributed in our computer concept of programmability. Concept of programmability means he has contributed. I'll tell you in a simple way that he has contributed a concept of using memory in digital computer to store both the sequence of instruction and data in the computer for programmability. That is what he has contributed in our computer science. So he is very important in our history. And after that, this was in 1945 AD. And after that, after 1946 AD, 1950 AD, and 1951, this new device has been developed. Macaulay, Eckert, and others member of scientists, they have developed this ENIAC, the first electronic general purpose computer. This one, the picture is not important, also not show this one. The first electronic general purpose computer, ENIAC, is very famous device in our computer history. EVAC, the first stored program computer. Program is stored first here. Program means all the instruction data, and the first computer. And UNIVAC, the first commercial computer. Commercial means it is can be sold for. This computer is means this computer are made for business purpose. They can be sold for a profit. Now, after the development of UNIVAC, let's go to the next para. Abacus is still used in countries like Japan and China, and people there can calculate faster than those using electronic calculator. Now, here in Imphal also, there are institutions which teach children and adults also about this abacus and all. Still now in these countries, they have been using this abacus till now, and they can calculate faster than by using this electronic calculator. Now, next topic is generation of computers. Development of computer took place in distinct phases called generation. Why it is called generation of computer? Because after the development of new technology, the one which we are using in the computer, it's called a generation. When we develop a new technology, then it will call another generation. Like that, there are several generations divided in computer history. Now we are going to learn that one. Each generation of computer is characterized by use of a specific technology table to give a brief description of the various generation of computer. The one which I have told you before, that there are different technologies which are using in our computer system in computer technology history. That new development of this new technology gives a new generation. Now let's go to the table 2. Here ends of war, page number 10. I divided the chapter into 4 parts. This is table number 2. This is table number 2, generation of computers. First generation. I think we have already learned this type of generation in previous class, that is class 5 in chapter number 1. First generation is from 1942 to 1955, and these computers are big in size, slow in operation, means like it can calculate only one operation at a time, expensive, consume lot of electricity, and error. It gives lots of error. And why is it expensive? Because the component it uses vacuum tubes. The vacuum tubes break easily and heat up easily, so to buy this vacuum tubes and all, it's expensive and consume lots of electricity because of this technology. Second generation, 1955 to 1964, smaller, faster, cheaper than the first generation. This 3 point, it will be same for all the generations starting from second generation, that is smaller, faster, and cheaper than the first previous generation. The next point also look smaller, faster, cheaper than the previous generation, like that. If somebody asks that what is the difference between the second and third, you can give answer very easily, like smaller, faster, cheaper than the previous generation, and consume comparatively less power than the before. In this generation it used transistor, and in the third generation, that is from 1964 to 1975, it is also same thing, same point, that is smaller, faster, cheaper than the previous generation and consume lesser power than the before. That is second generation, lesser consume lesser power than second generation, and several transistors integrated into a single chip, that is called IC, integrated circuits. That first we are using this only transistor in the second generation. In this third generation, these transistors are combined to form this IC. Several has been combined to form this IC, that is integrated circuits. In fourth generation, that is from 1975 to 1989, same point, that is smaller, faster, and cheaper than the previous generation of the computer, and this one is also same, that is consume lesser power than before, and thousands of transistors on a single chip called microprocessor. Look here, these transistors are combined several, not thousands, several combine and form this integrated circuit, that is IC. Still this one is used in our electronic devices nowadays, like simple electronic device like fan or calculator, electric motor and everything, the one which you have household item also, speakers and all, use this IC. You must have heard that in repairing workshop, this IC has been broken, this IC has been burned up, like that in mobile phone also, one IC has been burned up, you have to change this IC and all. So this IC, but in fourth generation, this transistor are combined into thousands of transistors into a single chip called that the chip is called microprocessor, that is large scale integrated circuit, that is LSI, and very large scale integrated circuit, that is VLSI. And this has been developed after many years. People have been doing research about this, how to develop and how to change and how to become a computer more faster and more comfortable to use and more friendly. And in the fifth generation, that is from 1989 to present nowadays, it's been extremely fast, very small, much cheaper than the before, that is microprocessor. It's been more upgraded version of that microprocessor and cheaper than the previous generation. In 30 years back or 40 years back, computers are very costlier that time, but nowadays with 20,000 or 25,000 we can get a laptop, and with 20,000 and all we can buy a desktop. That's the difference, and it's becoming more cheaper than which was in 20 years back. So by the development of this upgradation of this technology, we can get a computer more cheaper than the before. And not only cheaper, it's more user friendly, comfortable to use, faster than before, and consume less power. It's very useful to us. And million of transistor packed into a single chip called ultra scale large integration circuit, USLI. And till now we are using this USLI today's present days also. So let's go to the next point. The personal computer that you use today in school or at home belongs to the fifth generation of computer. That is the thing present in previous table. I have already told you that from 1989 till today we are using this uh, USLI. So till today, the one which you are having computer at home, that is in which generation? Fifth generation. It can be asked in exam also. Which generation of computer we are in still now? That is fifth generation from 1989 to now, present day. That is, and technology we use in that generation is USLI. That is ultra scale large integration circuits. Here also in your textbook also it's given like that. Personal computer, the one which we know as a PC. Personal computer PC, the one which we are using at school, and it's been different to look like desktop, all-in-one desktop we are using at school. So like that, in school or home, at office, in hospital, the one they are using is in fifth generation. Don't forget this point. The technology continue to advance at a fast pace. Future computers are expected to be still more cheaper and much higher processing power. They may become smart enough to even match human intelligence. Now we are developing more and more technology, and now we are robotics and all. We have developed this AI and all. So that is the thing. So people are trying to develop more artificial intelligence and more cheaper device which people can use very easily and more comfortably, cheaper, less consume less power and more comfortable to use. People are not stopping to develop this kind of device nowadays also. So this is your homework, that is testing time. Match the following generation of computer with their time period and the components or technology used. One has been done for you. That is the first generation from 1942 to 1955, and the technology uses vacuum tube. So you have to do the second generation, third generation, fourth generation, and the fifth generation. Use your pencil and match it. We'll see later on. Do this one at home. Use your pencil and match the following. You can see your previous page and remember that one. Which technology they have used in which generation and from which year to which year. Next is next topic is characteristic of a computer. Characteristic of computer. At the end of this class, I will send you the link. I will send you this file as PDF so that you can see what we have discussed in our YouTube session. That this is the channel link. You can subscribe for more video. I will not send you for every class. This is the last one I am sending it. You have to subscribe for a new update, new class. In the first topic for today's class, we have discussed this last part of table number 1, that is history of computer. That is John von Neumann and Macaulay Eckert. And after that, generation of computer, characteristic of computer. Now we are going to do that one. Characteristic of computer. This one. So let's start. What makes computer such a powerful machine. There are different type of machine now today's world. Look around yourself. There are different type of machines in your house. Let's say, for example, can you name some of the machines that is in your house? Just look at your house and just see. For example, microwave, television, washing machine. There are different type. These are electronic machine. Car also it's a type of machine. So there are different type of machines in our day-to-day life. So computer is one part of that machine that human invented. It's not a machine so that we dig it from a field and we just discover a computer. We have made this machine from a scratch for years of research. So why this computer is called a powerful machine? Let's see. It is a combination of features like speed, storage, accuracy, automatic resiliency, scientific approach, and versatility. So let us read about this characteristic in brief. Before starting this, I'll tell you something. That is, why is it called powerful machine than others like washing machine? Why doesn't we call a washing machine a powerful machine? And why doesn't we call a smart TV a powerful machine? Why computer is called a powerful machine? Because of these characters. These characters are not there in the other machine like washing machine, TV, or any other example, the one which we have discussed earlier. These characters are not there in the other machine. That's why all these characters are here in our computer, and it's more accurate than and it's more useful than others machine. That's why it is called a powerful machine, and it does so many works, calculation, and all everything. So let's go to the first point, that is speed. You all know that computer work very fast. Just as you can measure a speed of a moving vehicle, the one who is driving a car or a bike or anything moving vehicle, you can measure the speed of a computer. Like that you can measure the speed of the computer. Like in cars and all, how do we measure kilometer per hour? How many kilometer we used to go per hour? Like that we can measure our vehicles. So in computer also we can measure the speed of the computer, how fast a computer be can do a work. So the speed of computer can be measured in terms of millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond, and picosecond, and etc. So till in your class, we are going to do only up to here picosecond. There is millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond, picosecond. It's been just you remember that 1 second is divided into a millions of time, and the fraction of second, like let's say the clock ticks like 1 second tick. In that second, it's very fast. For a human, a second is very fast. We cannot do any work, or we cannot complete a writing a application letter in 1 second. It's very fast for a human being. So but in computer, a fraction of second is nothing. Computer can do millions of work in that fraction of second. So in fraction of second, that is millisecond, a second is divided into multiple time. So millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond, and picosecond is divided into millions of time. So like that, with this unit, we can measure the speed of computer. That means that computer works very fast and automatic. We all know that computer is capable of doing automatically. If a user or man did not give any command or instruction, computer will not do automatically. It will sit ideally and it won't do anything. But when a user give command, it will work automatically. Computer is capable of functioning automatically once the process has been initiated. The last point, listen that one. Once the process has been initiated means when the user or the man gives instruction to the computer, then until then that the computer will work automatically. If you don't give any instruction or command, the computer will sit idle. That means you won't do anything. Diligency: man can get tired, but a computer can continue its operation at most at the same level of speed, accuracy, carrying out most complex tasks and yet not getting tired. Let's say, can you run from morning to evening without getting any snacks or water or anything? Man cannot do that one, or we cannot do that like that. We cannot run from morning till night without getting rest or without getting snacks, without drinking water. We cannot do like that. We are human beings, so we get tired after running for more than like 1 hour or half an hour. We used to get tired, or 2 or maybe maximum three, four, five. So it's different uh, from person to person. So, but in computer doesn't get tired. So it will work at the same speed, the one which he has started, this device has started working, means like when you run for 2 hours, the speed which you have started, and after 2 hours you cannot run that much fast as you have started. That's the main thing here. Speed, accuracy. And accuracy means we can trust that the accuracy or the result which is given by the computer is very accurate and it doesn't make any error. And carrying out most of the complex tasks also. The complex calculation and all, problem solving purpose and all, computer can calculate without getting any tired. Next one is storage. Man cannot remember or store large amount of information in his brain, but a computer is capable of storing an enormous amount of information permanently on various secondary media such as hard disks, um, flash drive. Flash drive is also known as pen drive, etc. So, with comparing with man cannot remember everything. Let's say the one which you have read in class 2 question and answer, or maybe anything you cannot remember till now exactly as before. We used to forget after some time. Some of the information used to remain in our brain, but some of the information we used to forget after sometimes. But in computer we can store a huge amount of data or information permanently without forgetting into the computer, and we can access that information or data from time to time. Such secondary storage media or device are hard disks, pen drive, flash drive, etc. And for storing information and all, nowadays is popular. We are storing by using cloud system, cloud storage, such as Google Cloud, OneDrive, and all. And many cloud services are there, paid one, but in Google Drive, when you open an email, you will get 15 GB for that email. And when you finish that one, 15 GB, you can open another new email. Like that, you can use it for free. So let's go to the next point. These are some characteristics of computer. Next one is accuracy. Computer works at 99.9% accuracy so that we can trust a computer. The result which a computer is providing to us is accurate and we can trust that result, means it's true. Scientific approach, the way of calculating and all. The entire process of solving a problem by computer is highly scientific and based on algorithms and mathematical logic, the one which we have prepared by people. I mean, everything is been prepared by man and it's loaded into the computer and it's being calculated through the scientific approach. Every calculation which is done in your calculator by using computer or any other in Excel format and all, it's been calculated based on the algorithm which is made by the developer or any other developer person which is developed that application. So by using these algorithms and mathematical logic, it's been calculated. So it's called like scientific approach. Versatility. Computer can carry out tasks ranging from simple mathematical calculation to solve higher complex problems. So computer is capable of doing simple mathematical calculation from complex. So we have been using computer in our school, starting from school basic level. Not school is not. I mean, school is not a basic level. I mean, calculation from simple mathematical calculation from complex scientific approach and all. We can do all calculation and many processes in computer. So that's why computer are using in weather forecasting and all. They are using different type of computer, but that is also one type of computer, not our like simple personal computer. They are using supercomputer, but that's also a part of computer. So it can adapt different situation according to that. Will do the calculation and give the output to the user or mankind. So what we have learned today, you have to subscribe this channel. I will not put this one from next class. Topic which we have done till now. Let's summarize from before. Uh, Last part of table number one, that is history of computer, starting from John von Neumann, that is concept of programmability, and starting of this one, memory, using memory in computer system. He has contributed a very important task in our computer science history, and starting from Mauchly and Eckert, they have developed ENIAC, EVAC, and UNIVAC. After that, Abacus is still now using in some countries like Japan, China, and all. After that, next topic, that is generation of computers. Generations of computer. In generations of computer, we have learned that first generation computer, they use technology that is vacuum tube, which is big in size, slow in operation, can calculate only one computer at a time, like that, slow in operation, and giving the result out also, it's been a little bit slower and expensive because the vacuum tube used to burn out easily. That's why it's expensive to replace those vacuum tubes. It's in the year between 1942 to 1955 and consume lot of electricity, and lots of error are there in the calculation also. So after correcting those error and developing the technology from 1955 to 1964, we have developed transistor that is smaller, faster, cheaper. That is the point that I am saying. Consume lesser power than before, less electricity than before. That is first generation. And after that, transistor. By combining several transistors, we have developed IC. It is in the year between 1964 to 1975. Smaller, faster, cheaper than previous generation and consume lesser power than before, that is second generation. And in fourth generation, that is from year 1975 to 1989, smaller, faster, cheaper, and consume less power than previous generation, that is third generation. And we have developed this transistor. We have combined into thousands of transistors into a single chip called microprocessor, that is LSI and VSLI. And in fifth generation, till now we are in this fifth generation. If somebody asks which generation are we in right now, we have to answer like fifth generation. Maybe ask in exam also, which generation are we in now? We are in fifth generation, starting from the year 1989 till now. It's extremely fast, very small and cheaper than the previous generations, and consume lesser power than before. With the development from time to time in monitor also, it's been changes, lesser consume lesser power than that time, that I mean in 1989, it's consume lesser power than that time. Nowadays we are using LED monitors, LED screens in the monitor, that's why it's consume less power. And faster processor, that is USLI, ultra scale large integration circuits, and millions of transistors were packed into this one single chip microprocessor. And next point, after generation of computer, characteristic of computer. Don't forget that homework that I gave you, testing time. Let me show you this one. Don't forget this homework. First one has been done for you. First generation, that is from 1942 to 1955. Others you completed yourself with pencil, not by pen. And characteristics of computer: speed, automatic, diligency, storage, accuracy, scientific approach, and versatility. We have already discussed. If you want to watch it again, you can rewind back and watch it. Now, next next topic is types of computer. This types of computer is very easy. We are going to do this one in next class. So let's end here for today. Thanks for watching.